today's episode of Cybersecurity and Risk Tech Show series. I'm your host Inderpreet Kaur. Along with me is Divya Baranwal. Hello,
Hi,
Divya.
Inderpreet.
Hi. An expert in cybersecurity and risk. Our topic for today is the complications of the Israel-Palestine conflict on the scope of cyber warfare. To start with, Divya, I wanted to ask you, how has the recent escalation impacted the digital landscape?
Inderpreet, we have to understand the situation from a geopolitical scenario. So, what is happening here? Of course, we know that two countries are at war. There is Israel, there is Palestine, and there is Hamas playing. Now, but when a war happens, and when we are looking at the cyber warfare implications of it, of course, there is not just these two countries involved. There is a lot, many nations which get pulled and involved when we are talking about the digital landscape, which is the cyber warfare that we're discussing today.
Right.
So here, I'll just throw some light on how the geopolitical scenario is. So one side we have the NATO and the Western, regions which are in support for Israel. Right. Then there is, a lot of countries in Asia which are supporting Palestine.
True.
However, there is India, which is going, kind of not affiliating to the geographically Asian nations, and which is supporting Israel at this time. So now what is happening when these countries get pulled into the cyber warfare? There is the landscape is bigger. I would say the digital landscape is quite big. Here we are talking about anything from disruption of critical national infrastructures, internet service providers, or we are talking about taking down of websites. We are talking about a lot of disruptions, which is not just limited to digital landscape, but also impacting the physical world. Maybe the banks, the financial institutions, the power grids. So a lot of this, dynamics is coming into play when we are talking about the digital landscape. So.
Yeah, right. So I just wanted to ask you, what will be the motives of these attacks? What do they think about? Why do they do this? Could you please tell us more on that?
Perfect. So to understand, what are the motives, I would say that there are three different kind of groups who are, executing these attacks.
Okay.
So first one is I would say the nation-backed groups, which are executing these attacks. Then there are some independent hacktivists who are executing these attacks, and there are independent individuals as well. So these three different kind of groups, more prominently the government-backed groups and the activist groups.
Right.
So what happens is that these groups, whoever is executing these attacks, are more aligned with the political ideologies of the country that the group is active in.
Yeah.
And most of the time, their a motive to execute these attacks is either for intelligence gathering or disruption of critical infrastructure so that they can extort some money out of it. It is also spreading ideological messages that we see, because there is a lot of ideological discontent going on when we're talking about this whole thing. So of course, spreading ideological messages, it can also be to gain strategic advantage or escalate any political agenda.
Yes.
And lastly, these motives could be as simple as retaliation against the perceived perils of war.
True. Well, this makes me think that this is not the first time these sort of things have happened. There must be situations in the past, and you being in this industry since long, there must be experiences you would have experienced while you're working, right? So was there any similar situation in the past that you came across, and we're experiencing yet the same situation here and not able to tackle it completely? Could you tell us more?
Yeah, actually, Inderpreet, if we see, this is, of course, a lot of attacks are going on in this current scenario, but we have seen, exact similar kind of attacks happening, cyber warfare happening 1 year back, more than 1 year back, actually, when Russia-Ukraine war started.
Oh, yes.
So in that also, if we see, lot of Russia's cyber operations were, attacking Ukraine, right? So there also, a lot of countries got pulled into it because of their support. So the US, the UK, the European countries also, had to face the consequences of cyber attacks. from attack on their infrastructure. The websites got hacked. So all these things they also faced. In fact, I think Russia launched a lot of attacks, cyber attacks on Ukraine. It was also taking down their power grid in Ukraine, and also NotPetya attack, which was a kind of global ransomware attack, which got launched later. So a lot of things happened 1 year back as well.
Right, right. But what could be the tactics of these sort of cyber wars or cyber attacks in your sense? You have seen probably the second war in less than 3 years of time. So what are the
Right.
tactics they are using? Could you
Right.
tell us?
So in the bit, what happens? I would say the favorite weapon for this cyber war is DDoS attacks. So DDoS attacks are the most popular and most versatile and mostly used attack weapon by these attackers.
Okay.
Now, what they do is basically in DDoS, they bombard any targeted cyber infrastructure or a website with so many requests that the server cannot handle.
Oh.
So and how they do it is they do by botnets. So what they do is they kind of hack computers and they install some malicious code in that. So they make a whole network of compromised devices. So that botnet is used to actually then target and flood the targeted websites with a lot of requests.
True.
And these are illegitimate requests. So even it is very difficult for the attackee to understand that a DDoS attack has been made. So that is one of the most common attack methods. Also, we have seen that in some of the attack types that happened in cyber warfare, we have seen that attackers have become also very smart, right? They're using new tools, technologies. They're trying to find whatever loopholes that they can see in the system. So we've also seen them exploiting API vulnerabilities.
Okay.
So that was one of the recent attack tactics which was used.
Right, right. Obviously, we could not think much on the back end of these attacks and cyber attacks. What can we do to prevent these? I know it's been quite long since we are facing these sort of attacks, but there must be some prevention. You having this much of experience in this industry, I would really want to know from you what can we do, or what for our viewers as well. You would want to tell something on this sort.
So I would say that it is very difficult to understand, in a cyber warfare, when you will get hit, when you will be hacked, when you will be the eye of the storm.
Right.
So for that, I would suggest that any organization, what is important is that to have strong cyber defense.
Sure.
So there are a lot of solutions available in the market. I think vendors are doing a lot of innovative stuffs with threat detection and threat mitigation, threat remediation. So a lot of cutting edge technologies are available in the market. Good solutions are available. Solutions are using technologies like zero trust, right? So I would say that solutions have evolved over the past. And we have really good threat intelligence, really good threat remediation solutions available.
Right.
So, as an organization, you should always be prepared. You should always keep your guard up.
Sure,
You should never let, of course, on one side, I'm saying that it is inevitable that you can anytime be, the eye of the storm, and
of course, cyber
be
it's where it's involved. Yeah.
So anytime you can be the victim, but it is important to that these attacks get identified on day zero.
Right.
It is important that your system is robust enough to give you alerts in time, so that it can be mitigated, prevented, and stopped from spreading across the organization.
Right, right. Absolutely right. Thank you, Divya, for your insights into this intricate and evolving topic. For our audience, stay tuned for cybersecurity and risk topics. See you in the next talk.